everyone, it's great to see you. I have a shipment that I'm going to be unboxing today from Mr. Maple. Now, the interesting thing with maple trees, and Mr. Maple in particular, is they will ship through the winter to you. And you just have to make sure you have a place to put those trees. Now, for my Japanese maples, I'm still deciding where a lot of them are going to belong in the garden, so I've been putting them in smaller pots. It already is pretty cold outside. Tonight it's supposed to go down to 23, and Mr. Maple, I believe, is in North Carolina. So they're a little warmer than we are here. I'm not going to shock them by putting them outside right away. I'll acclimate them over a few days to the outside, and then I'll probably put them in the shed for the winter. But let's see here what has arrived. So there are two different trees in here, and Mr. Maple is doing their big Black Friday sale for many more days than just Black Friday, which is very nice. And once again, the Mr. Maple people, they always give you that nice big open sign right here on top of the box, so you know exactly how to open your box. Okay, and these are smaller trees. These are 1 gallons. And this is Scarlet Princess. Now, remember, they're being shipped in the winter, so these trees have already defoliated for the fall. So, although it doesn't look like a lot at the moment, this is going to be a beautiful tree, and I'll tell you about these in a few minutes. So, Scarlet Princess. This one still has a few little leaves hanging on. This is Green Twinkles. I'm going to just use some regular all-purpose potting mix here for my planters to get them settled in. And when you're putting them into a pot, you want to keep it pretty much about the same size as they are arriving in. So let me pop those up and I'll tell you all about them. So I have these potted up. When you go and you pot up one of the Japanese maples, you want to make sure that you are leveling the trunk of your tree right to where it was in the pot that it arrived. And fortunately, they are non-toxic to cats. So I have done that. Now what I have here, I have Green Twinkles, and I have my cheat sheet here to tell us what the important pieces of why I ordered these particular Japanese maples. So Green Twinkles was an introduction by Buchholz, and Talon Buchholz is a really well-known maple grower, and Mr. Maple currently, or recently, purchased their nursery out in Oregon too, so they're expanding the range of maple trees that they will have available to us. So this particular tree is a dwarf, a miniature, and okay, just a second. No, we're not. So Green Twinkles here is a dwarf or a miniature Japanese maple. So in 10 years, this little tree is going to get to be 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. And as far as a tree goes, that is a nice small tree. Now keeping in mind, when they give us these numbers, it's in 10 years. It's not like in 10 years the tree stops growing. It can continue to grow, but it gives you an idea of that growth rate. So only to get 3 to 4 feet tall in 10 years, we know that we have a pretty slow growth rate for this, and that this really is a miniature tree. Now, the leaves, when it does get leaves on here, are very heavily divided, and you can tell from this little leaf that's left here, it does turn a really bright red come fall, which is lovely. I have been loving the Japanese maples that we have in our yard now for fall. It just gives such a beautiful color in the garden. So the other tree that I have here is the Scarlet Princess, which is a dwarf weeping maple. And this particular one is also going to stay on the small side here. And it is, let's see, it's going to be bright red And it's probably one of the smallest of the lace leaves, if not the smallest lace leaf here that you can get as a Japanese maple. So Scarlet Princess, you get the idea. When come springtime, as these new leaves grow in, they're going to be a pinkish red, and then it is going to turn to a deeper red throughout the summer, and then in the fall, that really, really bright red again. So I'm very excited about this. Now this is what they call a low graft, and I don't see it on here, but usually you can tell where the graft is. I think it's right there. And you always want to make sure that the graft stays above the soil level as you are planting these. So we have provided a lot of entertainment for the kittens here, and these will be two great additions in the garden. If you are interested in Japanese maples, Mr. Maple is a great place to start. I have learned so much through their YouTube channel already, and I look forward to seeing how these are going to do next year. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.